So as we leave Milford Pond behind, let's gather some mini conclusions. So this episode is really about the importance of getting the right data. And for climate anxiety, this is critical because just knowing the truth provides a certain security. I'm not saying that it makes you happy in the, let's say, the cliched sense of being happy, but it does provide a certain well-being, just knowing the truth. The second thing, which is important to take from this, is that when Darwin was here around the water and around the fells collecting his beetles, and later collecting the incredible range of animals on his discovery in the Galapagos Islands, for sure he was onto something. He was doing a project. He was doing something like, it was an exploratory journey. And that scientific pursuit of knowledge, that scientific pursuit of the truth, that feeling that you're onto something, that you're discovering something, even if you don't know where it's going, even if you don't know what the end game will be, even if the actual process of it is sometimes just boring, like his study barnacles, or sometimes very difficult, like when he was on the ship of the Beagle. It was not a cruise. There weren't easy dinners and ballroom dances. It was pretty crushing conditions on side the HMS Beagle, extremely claustrophobic, not least because the guy on the captain of the ship, Fitzroy, was just a little bit odd. But in that very claustrophobic, that would have been truly difficult for him. But it was okay, because he was onto something. He was doing a project. And that sense of purpose that must have driven Darwin through all those difficulties, through all those moments of frustration, all those moments of uncertainty, that's very likely would have kept him going. And in terms of climate anxiety, it's the same with the Climate Academy projects. For sure, there'll be moments of difficulty. There'll be moments of uncertainty, moments where the project that you're doing might upset a few people. But you can nourish yourself on the fact that you mustn't measure what you're doing by these traditional or cliched views of, let's say, happiness. And finally, this area here has been built up a little bit. Now you can see there's all kinds of buildings have been constructed. But in Darwin's time, this would have been a really beautiful bit of natural habitat. And when Darwin was skipping lectures, when he was not turning up for his tutorials for theology, he was drawn just to the natural world. He just loved being in nature. And that is also something to remember, that what we're fighting for in terms of the future, in terms of climate change, is for a stability of the environmental world, of Earth systems, because the natural world is beautiful. And the creatures which Darwin observed in the Galapagos Islands, from the exotic creatures down to like the boring barnacles or these kind of collection of beetles, there's a beauty in that. And that's worth fighting for. In itself, of course, because of all the millions of years of evolution that went into, let's say, the production of such incredible creatures, but also just for our human environment, that we want to live in places that are beautiful. We want to live in places that are rich in biodiversity, rich in beauty. And Darwin, for sure, was captivated by that.